On May 26, 2023, regarding the Philippine Navy's submarine acquisition program, it was stated that apart from France and South Korea, there were other countries competing for the submarine project. And indeed, as was recently reported, the third country was Spain, represented by Navantia, a European builder of maritime and other vessels. According to information received mentioning a third player in the submarine acquisition program, talks with Navantia have been going on for months and could even have started in the early months of the Marcos Jr. administration. The introduction of Spanish shipbuilder Navantia's bid centered around the 3,000-ton S80 Isaac Peral class submarine to the Philippine Navy has actually provided further insight into what the $1.7 billion United States dollars Philippine Navy is actually capable of for the project. Navantia offers the S80 Isaac Peral attack submarine, which competes with the French naval group's Scorpion-class submarines and South Korea's DSME 1400 Chang Bogo-class submarines. We have additional information regarding the Philippine Navy's submarine acquisition program. This project will be divided into several stages, but currently, these stages still need to be revised further as funding becomes available for this project. In addition to the two proposed submarine bases, Subic Bay and Leyte, there are plans for other submarine bases that the Philippine Navy has built, strategically placed in various regions of the country. These bases are categorized based on their use, such as repair and maintenance, reprovisioning, and rearming bases. However, the final number of submarine bases will be determined by the funding that will be obtained under this program. In addition to the submarine base plans, the Department of National Defense and the Philippine Navy are also eyeing existing submarine base facilities in the country. Each phase of the submarine acquisition program has an equivalent development of facilities, as well as additional numbers and types of submarines involved in the program, and by this, the Philippine Navy does not mean just having 2 to 3 submarines but more. With the stages mentioned in this acquisition, saying that this program only requires funding of $70 billion is a small amount, but it will cost a very large amount of money for the government, and with such a large budget requirement for the submarine program, the financing will be very large. Acceptable to Philippine law will be introduced. It was stated that the size of the submarine program could be double or even larger than the multi-role fighter acquisition program of 62 billion pesos. With 3 proponents already involved in the submarine acquisition program, from the information it has, Navantia is the preferred supporter for this project. This is because the offer from Navantia does not only focus on submarines but also other assets needed by the Philippine Navy in its ongoing modernization program. Assets that the Philippine Navy needs even after Horizon 3 or after 2028. It is certain that the S80 Isaac Peral class submarine is the largest submarine of all the submarines offered that we know of, 3,000 tons, 81 meters long, 11.7 meters wide. For comparison, the largest variant of the Scorpion class from Naval Group, namely the Brazilian Riachuelo class, is 1,900 tons, 70.6 meters long, 6.2 meters wide, and the DSME 1400PN from Samudra Hanwha, which is around 1,400 tons, 62 meters long and 6.3 meters wide. Meters. Unlike surface ships, the size of a submarine affects the cost of the submarine, considering they usually have the same level of subsystems and weapon systems, and making them bigger means additional subsystems as well. This fact, combined with previous cost information available online, we can assume that the S80 Isaac Peral class is also the most expensive submarine platform compared to the Scorpion Riachuelo and DSME 1400PN classes. It is also a fact that the S80 class will give the Philippines one capability that the AFP wants to have in its modernization program, namely a long-range strike capability, as these submarines are already capable of deploying long-range cruise missiles. Although we can honestly say that in terms of the costs offered by the three proponents, the offer from South Korea is still the cheapest of the three, and is said to be preferred by some officials because the amount offered by DSME is a realistic one. Achievable and sustainable in the country's current economic status. However, Navantia's offer is more of an investment type of program where the country would spend large sums on related naval assets and facilities but is seen as sustainable in the long term and will benefit the Philippine Navy.